Guess that's life in the big city, huh? They say there's no rest for us. Won't you hit this road with me, shawty? You can stand up in the sunroof, let your head down, let the wind hit your face, and just breathe, breathe, breathe.
Everything, but everything was never enough. My heart, my soul, they're all that I am. Everything.
What's going on, Commandos? It's your boy, Bike Life Commando, coming at you from the coastal empire of the United States, Savannah, Georgia. Just fresh off a turn and burn to Augusta. Check out that video, like and subscribe. And I'm on maybe stop and see some things along the way. It's a 5-hour ride to where I need to be. So I decided to take my motorcycle. I got everything on here I need for the weekend, to include my suit that I have to wear in the wedding. I found a way to fit it into my tour pack and without messing it up and getting it all wrinkled. So I'm gonna utilize that and see what we can do about staying safe. Also got to work a little bit this weekend, so I got my computers just in case. So I got to pull out the laptop and get busy. So I'm loaded down pretty good on Casper. So we're gonna do what we got to do and get there safe.
Yeah, we smoke the weed.
Brother, Bike Life Commando, I made it to Greenville, North Carolina. And I know we were going to speak on the route, but I got it to making some phone calls and concentrating on traffic and things like that. And so I decided, in the interest of safety, I will basically just wait till I get here.
Yeah, we smoke the weed.
On Commandos, I'm finishing up my trip here in Greenville, North Carolina. Congratulations to my longtime friend. Got married and found a beautiful, beautiful bride and prize that he can take on into eternity. And I'm glad and pray that it will stand the test of time and the trials and tribulations of man. But yeah, man, solo riding, this is what we do, man. I'll tell you what, don't forget that you gotta make sure you inspect your bike. Don't forget that you gotta let somebody know where you're going. Just don't forget, man, to have the proper gear. But we'll go all over that in a little while. I just wanted to come here and pop in and let y'all know that we're about to do.
You tell him?
I'm sorry?
You gotta be loud.
I like your bike.
Well, thank you, beautiful. I appreciate that.
She said, look, it's Casper.
That's what every guy likes to hear. A girl that likes his bike. That's what I'm talking
Yeah.
about. I appreciate that.
Can you tell him to have a good day?
You too. Enjoy your trip, okay? Be good
Thanks.
for your family, all right? Have a great day.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Awesome bike.
Thank you, thank you. Now that was awesome. You know, even the little kids like Casper. That's what I'm talking about. What's going on, Commandos? I hope all is well. Well, I'm at the end of my trip here in Greenville, North Carolina, about to drop off my tuxedo. I was in a wedding, if I hadn't mentioned it. I was the best man in my friend's wedding, 30 years friendship here, and so I could not allow myself not to be here. It's a little 5.5 hour run, so just to take about, I had a couple hours, stops here and there. Probably about a 7-hour ride back home to Savannah from Greenville. It was a good ride up, and it's great weather so far. Didn't see anything bad on radar, so we're gonna have a good road trip back on the way back to Savannah. So we had started this trip talking about solo riding and what you should do to prepare. So while I had a little time off, I said a little downtime, I made a list, as you already know. I make sure I have my notes. And this is always from a new rider's perspective, right? A returning rider or a new rider's perspective. I am not an expert. This is something I'm learning along the way. Now, I'll tell you what, I came up here for the weekend, and you probably see, I probably got a shot of it in the video. I'm using my 360. I was able to pack my bag and get everything on here without no stress. I even had my tux in here. I brought it with me. Nothing was squashed, nothing was messed up. I look fabulous, I must say. I'll show you a picture of how I looked when I was at the wedding. And it was pretty dope. So, but here's my list, man. Pre-ride inspection, right? Or pre-ride preparation, right? And route planning. You need to tell your folks where you're going. I don't care who you are. You ain't no big and bad person out here. You know, you ain't no sucker if you tell your wife or your girlfriend where you're going. Because if something happens to you, you want them to know, you know, where to start. Your kids, let them know. If you got some adult kids like I do, let them know where you're going, because something may happen and you want to know that someone's coming to look for you, right? Inspect your bike, your tire pressures, make sure your lights are clean and work, right? I mean, I always wipe my lights. I know it's a weird thing, but whenever I stop somewhere, a couple hours of riding, I wipe my lights, because you never know. One, you never know when you're gonna get caught in the dark, but I want the most visibility purposefully, so that people can see me coming, right? That's why I put all these lights on here from Zeros, right? The fangs and all that, right? Number two, I put down that you need the essential gear, right? If you're gonna be a solo rider and you're gonna ride a lot by yourself, be visible, man. Wear some high visibility clothing, have some emergency tools and repair kits, communication devices. I use a Cardo, so I don't have to mess with my phone when I'm riding. So I got the Cardo Pack Talk, I think it's called. It's pretty dope. Haven't used it with other groups yet, but I like it as an earpiece, I'll tell you that, right? Riding techniques. Be safe, right? Staying alert in remote areas, keeping safe, speed and distance, defensive driving habits. But I'll also tell you, be a little offensive, man. I don't like to ride on nobody's tail. I don't like nobody riding next to me. I won't pass a truck if the guy in front of me hasn't fully passed the truck where I can come in and get past him, or feel comfortable that we got enough distance between the truck. I'm not doing semis, man, you know, because they have blowouts or, you know, or an accident, it's a wrap, right? So we don't want none of that problems, right? Number four, what do you do if things go wrong? Do you have a towing company? Do you have AAA? Do you have someone you could call, a friend with a tow hitch and a trailer? You know, those are things you need to be worried about, right? And for me, lastly, number five, mental readiness, staying physically and alert and physically well. Stretch, man. Don't be one of them people that don't get on the bike and think it's uncool to stretch, man. So stretch your back, your legs. I caught a cramp and I was drinking water and all kinds of stuff. And I'm like, man, how I get that could happen to the best of us, right? And I'm a new rider, so this is just my perspective. You know, I got a friend, my brother Sensei, Ride Fit Nation, Gold Rush Nation, shout outs to y'all, right? And he's in YouTube and he does health and fitness. Every time he crosses a state line, right? Oh, he went to Canada too, so I guess if you say that, a country border, then one of the things that he does is he likes to do push-ups to get loose and get his blood flowing, right? I don't think there's anything wrong with that. Now, he's a little bit more buff than me, so I'm gonna stick with the stretching, you know what I'm saying? Maybe once in a while I'll do a push-up or whatever, but stretching, some type of physical activity to keep you physically and mentally fit. And that's pretty much what it is for me. Those are my 5 tips for, you know, solo riding. What are yours? What do you do to prepare for solo riding? And I'm not talking about being in a club and not, you know, that you can't ride with your club, but you know, and ride solo. I think I have friends who are riding in clubs, they ride solo. So this is meant for people who ride solo, not necessarily because they're associated or affiliated. So what are your tips? Let me know what you do. You know what it is. You know what it is. If you have a bike in your garage collecting dust, pull it out, dust it off, gas it up, and enjoy the ride.
I guess that's life in the big city, huh? They say there's no rest for us. Won't you hit this road with me, shawty? You can stand up in the sunroof, let your head down, let the wind hit your face, and just breathe, breathe, breathe.
Everything, but everything was never